I just know Tom Cruise gets all of his money when he asks for it, unlike Limp Bizkit. So can we talk about Limp Bizkit not getting paid? So the hot dog flavored water is still rocking and rolling, everybody, as we know. Can see it, Nancy. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this because I liked them back in the day. I did when I was high school. I loved everything. I loved Rollin'. That was a big hit. I love the hot dog flavor and chocolate starfish. I'm happy that they came back, and I'm happy they're getting an opportunity to come back and thrive again. And Fred Durst is out there, Grandpa Fred Durst. He looks like Santa Claus Fred Durst. But I'm really happy for him. But I'm not happy that, of course, Universal Music Group has been not paying them royalties. That's insane. And they're saying it's over $200 million worth of unpaid royalties. And they didn't even know because, again, they weren't doing much. But when Gen Z started listening to them and all of a sudden this new generation starts rocking out to Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst's like, where's my money? Where's my money? And of course, they're like, well, you know, we invested a lot in you guys. We invested over like $43 million into your band to make you become something. So those royalty money is just going to pay us back. That's what's been happening. And they're like, that's true. So then he goes back to his original company, Flip Records, who signed them back in '96. And Flip Records is like, oh, we've gotten like millions and millions of dollars of residuals because of this. So you're just not getting paid. So they just decided to hold back. So now Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit is moving forward to sue them. And I think they deserve their money, guys. Like, honestly, when you're an artist and you put it all out there, the label should not have a way to take away that money. And they put a bunch of guidelines in to actually revert that money back to the label as opposed to giving to Limp Bizkit. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Now, of course, Universal saying this is not true. Again, they're saying there are all these costs from Limp Bizkit back in the 90s that they have to pay for. That's why the money didn't come. I don't believe that. They're just being greedy. And it's very unfortunate, of course, because Limp Bizkit needs to keep rolling forward. And they can't if they're not getting paid. So it's crazy times. But Limp Bizkit is not something I'll be talking about these days. I wasn't for a long time. And not to like lean on Valerie one more time, but Val's here. Why is Limp Bizkit so popular, Val?
I love Limp Bizkit. I don't know why. Listen. Okay.
Wow. Okay, and you admit that. That's something that we would not have been able to admit for years and years.
I hid my Limp Bizkit CD.
I'm telling you, Limp Bizkit is pushing crowds like it's 99, okay?
Wow.
It's Woodstock 99 every time they go out there, and everybody
but Woodstock 99 was a shit show because it was such aggressive, large cargo, short male energy. Yeah. Okay. but you like it. You're into it.
One Woodstock.
And I'm telling you, like, over the summer, like with all my Gen Z coworkers, we just listened to like Limp Bizkit and Korn. Everybody loves new metal.
I love that Gen Z girls have
One Angel.
Because I fucking hated Korn growing up, and I hated Korn people. These machismo guys that were always like beating me up. I got beaten up by Korn fans more than anybody else when I was growing up. Like seriously, they beat me up.
Shitty.
For hating Korn. I was like, I hate Korn. I don't like this band. I fucking hated the fans even more. And then it became what you guys did. Like you turned into girly pop, and I've seen the TikToks of like these like girls dancing. And I was like, I fucking love this shit so much. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I was like,
I have not seen these.
I was like, girls, like keep taking all this like masculine male shit that I grew up with and turning it into the girliest shit ever. I fucking love it.
I need some links. I want to see this shit. Like, I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Cutest shit I've ever seen. It's so cute.
Oh my god.
I love Deftones, and that's like my favorite band. Like,
well, Deftones are real.
Deftones.
Gen Z loves Deftones, like big into
Yes, absolutely. I love the videos of like what?
Was it a thing? Was it a thing though? Like, was it a thing where people were just listening to the album, like you just heard kids listening to it, or your people around you, or were they actually touring? Because I don't remember Fred Durst touring right now. Did you encourage him to come back out and tour?
Yeah, totally did.
I mean, okay, they're definitely. I'm pretty sure they've been touring. Like I know my brother saw them.
They've been touring
like not that long ago
for like years, like just on and off. They've been doing it for money because that's how they make their money is touring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, most bands do. Yeah. That's really what the bang for the buck is right there. Like they don't get it from records.
He's been doing it without like most of the band members. So it's just been like Fred and a couple of like Lethal and somebody else. I think that's it. So like
he didn't know that.
Him and the I can't ever remember his name, but the guitar player that always is doing something crazy.
Wes left the band because he
exactly.
hated being in it. He was embarrassed. It was the most embarrassed thing he ever felt.
Korn is quite healthy, Angel.
Destroyed his cred. He couldn't get in any other bands and couldn't do anything else because he was in Limp Bizkit, so it completely destroyed his street cred.
Lexi, are you surprised?
Oh my God.
Are you surprised that the record label was stealing all this money from them from years? Or do you think that they're lying and this is not true?
I was shocked by this. Like, I thought that, okay, so like what they were saying basically was like, they were paid their upfront for their first album, not even like the second album. They were paid their upfront residuals. And you know how like the album they'll not get any money until the amount that they're reimbursed is paid off, right? So they got that back in spades. And like they put out several albums since, and the fucking label was like withholding all of their royalties on every single album that they've put out, including their new one, which the Dad Vibes,
which is insane.
Album, fucking awesome, good album, like really good album. I'd say that Dad Vibes is the best album since Nookie, like no doubt.
Oh,
I'm not a fan of this stuff, but like Dad Vibes is a good album all day. I love the dad rock stuff that he's doing right now. It's really good. I'm really into it.
Dad rock. What a name.
Fred Durst is a shockingly smart person. It was all a persona, right? Like off the scene, he was an incredibly smart individual behind the scenes. He built all of this. He built this persona. He built this character. He understood what he was doing marketing wise. Everything he did was a marketing strategy. So he made his money off of other things. He didn't make his money off of the actual albums. All of his money came from touring, residuals, the Woodstock 99 stuff. All of that is how their money came in. So Fred's money wasn't earned through the fucking music, I guess, which I always thought the music was part of it, because they had deals with Adidas. They had deals with the Red Cap. That was I don't know.
You have to do all that.
Yeah.
That's how you make their money.
So they had brand deals with all kinds of like clothing labels and all kinds of stuff. Like he was, like I said, smart businessman. He was putting himself out there. That's why they were hated, though. Like you understand, like they were just a giant marketing tool. Like they sold
that would be one of the main reasons that they were hated.
It smells pretty funky to me.
And metal people, like there's two things people that don't like that Gen Z I've noticed like don't understand. Growing up in the 90s, genres didn't mix. You didn't put rap and you didn't put rock together, and when they melded, people were offended, and so the metal people
did a lot of rapping,
mad, and the rap people were really mad, and so those two genres together were looked at as a laughable thing, and so nobody took it seriously.
Unless you're Rage Against the Machine, in which case everybody loved it, and you weren't a marketing tool.
Correct. That was a few exceptions, but like most of it wasn't taken seriously, and so nu metal was never taken seriously as a genre. You were a joke if you were into nu metal. I know, I was into it. Like you were not taken seriously. Like this was not a serious genre. I know when amongst my metal friends, I was hated and made fun of for listening to this stuff. I had to hide in my room.
Most people were like, most people made fun of you for listening to Limp Bizkit back in the day. Like, you listen to Limp Bizkit?
Yeah,
unless you're a wrestling fan, because they're big for that.
Thing that you want. Oh yeah, and the same with like Rob Zombie. Even like early Rob Zombie people were the same way. They got typecast as like you said, the wrestling people and
the wrestling fans.
Yeah, like there was a lot of typecast, especially if you sold out. So anything that was like metal that was mainstream was very, very, very looked down on. It's not like that anymore. There's so much mixing of genres. There are like genres within genres within genres nowadays that like.
Well, and selling out might be a virtue now, though, too. I've heard.
Well,
you mean like selling out, to the? You mean like selling out, Mike?
Make
like being
that
like,
money,
for brand,
It's all looked at differently, but I mean, regardless of that, Limp Bizkit, I mean, they're an iconic brand, and there is a lot. The guy deserves his money.
Brand aside,
just
if people
think about it.
There's a lot to look at here too, and with what Fred Durst is doing, this can be looked at with other bands. This is not just because like if he
Sum 41's suing their representation too right now over some same stuff.
They're looking at this and they're saying, you're not just doing this to us. You did this to other bands on our label. You did this to other people. It's not just us. We're fighting this for us, but if we win this is going to come back on you. So
this has been an ongoing fight in rock and roll since the start. I mean, this is not new. This is not unusual. the labels have been ripping people off for decades.
Absolutely.
But GR, can they actually think that Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit can make an impact, like Lexi's saying, to make a revolution to stop this from happening?
No, it's not going to stop it. I mean, they'll get their money. The courts will prove that. But it isn't going to change anything, Brian. I'm not kidding. This has been going on since rock and roll started back in the 50s.
Can I ask you a question too, GR? Why does Fred Durst look like a disheveled substitute teacher right now, too? I just want to know.
It's Brian, he's closer to my age than he is yours.
Can't live with him.
Is that true,
Can't live
though?
without him. It's dad vibes.
Dad vibes. Mike, you have those dad vibes?
Grandpa vibes.
He's got the drip. He's got the dad drip.
He's been wearing his tracksuits. He likes it. He's into it.
I like
Is he still wearing
dad vibes. Look.
Oh, God. Good for him. Good for him.
I honestly do think something when it comes to Fred Durst. He's really fucking smart. Like, this guy's like shockingly smart. Like, once I always
or he got money and he surrounded himself with people that have good ideas. Does he have a book of essays I can read, Lexi?
Read the fine print, Queen.
No, like when I'm saying like when I was growing up, I thought he was a fucking idiot, right? Like I always hated this guy.
Was it the shorts? It might have been the shorts. I think that might signify.
It was the whole 9 yards. But then I started studying him, and I started getting into like the mechanics of how he functions and how
you got a degree in Durstology.
I did. I've actually I spent a lot of time learning about them for some reason, and I just like wow,
get it.
They're really interesting. Like once you get behind the scenes and learn about them, I was like, they're fascinating. Like they're such an unusual grouping of people who ended up making some of the worst music ever, but like they're all really smart people. And that was
Val, we got a rebuttal for that. Is it the worst music ever, Val? Is it the worst music ever? Rebuttal against that?
It's so bad. It's so good at the same time.
I think that's what it comes down to. Like, I mean,
that's good though.
Yeah.
That's good. If it makes you feel good, it's good. Like, who gives a shit about the analysis?
I can be deceived by my so-called girl. What you want, but in reality.
There you go. And what a great end of the segment. What a great segment end. That was our take, Brian.
Before we go, Mike.
Yeah.
Can they get this money? What do you think? You think that it's Universal, a huge conglomerate, can they beat the man?
Yeah, I'll keep it short. It's hysterical that we have Limp Bizkit as the underdog. If you had asked me in 1999 if I'd be rooting for Limp Bizkit, that's a sack of horseshit, Lexi. But also
on a toilet on stage. They're always the underdog.
Yeah, they'll get some money. Either their label will cash up to shut them up, or they'll drag it out to the bitter end. They'll get something. And hopefully it sets a precedent for artists getting paid on, their publishers getting rich. Like, I know that they take some of the risks off of the artists, so like that's kind of the justification. But then when you hit a gold vein, like it's natural they want a piece of that. So hopefully they get a piece.
Show them the money, Mike.
Yeah, show me the money.
Did you know that the very last music video ever shot on the Twin Towers before they fell was Limp Bizkit's Rollin'?
Oh, boy. Really?
I'm going to remember that until the day I die, Lexi.
Well, and you know what? That's why the towers fell, because they rocked so hard on the towers.
Yeah, that's it. It weakened
the structure.
That makes it worse, Brian. It does make enough time had passed, but that makes it way worse.
That's a new conspiracy theory, thanks to Lexi.
Hey, Todd, we got Ty in the chat.
What's up, Ty? Good to see you, man. Before we go out of this, so Val, for the people out there who still don't believe that Limp Bizkit deserve a second chance, tell them why.
Listen, give Fred Durst his money. I love that man. He's smart. He's funny. Very good music. I just want to go to a Limp Bizkit concert and wear my red hat and some cargo pants and some like massive DC shoes and a triple XL t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want to do.
I'm back on board.
Yeah.
It's like half the world.
I want to cosplay Gen X.
I get
there you go.
Out, girl.
Well, Limp Bizkit, everybody, is trying to get their money. Pay them, pay them, pay them. What's up, Ty? Take care of your people, whoever you are, whatever company you are, take care of your people. Again, they've given a lot to the music industry, as we've said, and they deserve to get paid their money. So take care of them.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.